Do you struggle with communication skills? Welcome to this video series that I'm doing to help identify and solve the problems of professionals, especially from international background. Hi, my name is Reshma and I am your confidence coach. So where does this problem with your communication skill originate from? Let's look into that. So today we're going to talk about your communication skills. A lot of people struggle with that, and especially people from international background. Now, it's not because you don't have a great English. It's not because you don't know how to speak. It's not because you don't have the language ability. Because you put yourself through university, you put yourself through that English language all the time. You have successfully landed a job. It means that you have that potential. You are okay. You're good. But what is really stopping you from reaching your full potential is your belief in yourself. So whenever someone says that I have issues with communication, I really don't believe them. That is not the language. I believe that it's how you articulate your thoughts and what is really going on inside your head. That has a major impact more than your actual language ability. See, language ability can be learned. It can be practiced and you can improve upon it. And so can you do with your skills, because a lot of people are not even aware of the components of communication. And mostly in my experience, what I find is that people tend to have this problem that it's often your negative thoughts, it's often your own internal dialogue that becomes the villain in your own story. For example, I have heard multiple people. I talk to a lot of people every day. And so the biggest problem I hear is that, oh, I don't know how to talk to people. I'm worried or afraid that I just might say something weird or wrong and I might just offend them. And this happens to a lot of people with international background. And because of this, you tend to avoid the whole circle in the first place. You tend to avoid the whole conversation in the same place, right? So you tend to stay away from your colleagues that are native Australians or native English speaking background people. Like English comes easily to them. And for you, because you have to translate everything in your own language and you really want to not say something that is offensive for the other person, which is fair enough, but it's your mind that is playing tricks on you. And because you don't believe that you're good enough, deep down, this belief that you're not good enough, deep down, this decision that you have made and given to yourself that I'm not good enough in communication and in English language, it plays a role in your lack of communication. When you are talking to someone, when you are in the middle of a conversation, what tends to happen is you go and just talk to someone, and when you see that that person is a little bit curious, or you see that that person is not really understanding what you're trying to say, then this negative thought starts kicking in your head that says to you, oh, maybe what I'm speaking is not making sense, or maybe I'm a horrible English speaker, so maybe that's why I should stop, and they're not understanding, so I'm making a fool of myself, right? And then that's when your voice starts shaking, right? That's when you start having problem communicating with that person. And you see, it's not that person, it's your own beliefs and thoughts. What is going on inside your head, that's the reason that's causing you to have communication issues. And this is what I find with most of the people. Now, what can you do about it? You need to first be very, very aware of what's going on in your head. You need to catch your thoughts and be able to say to yourself that, listen, this is only a thought. A thought is something that originates from my brain. It's just a result of some chemical connections, neural connections in my brain. It is not who I am. A thought originates from me but does not own me. You have to remember that. And it's just a thought. It's not necessarily the truth, right? So remembering and reminding yourself that, hey, this is just a thought in my head, and taking active control and saying, I am better than this. I actually have done so much better than this, and I'm not letting this small thought take my independence and my power away, right? So that's what you're going to do. You're going to have to be really, really taking control of your thoughts and really putting yourself in charge, right? So your thoughts are not in charge. You are in charge, my friend. Okay. So first is thinking. Now this, and then second one is your inner critic, like this negative internal dialogue that you have inside of you. You need to think of it as a monster. Now that monster unleashed is going to eat your life up. It's going to really make your life very miserable. But if you keep it in control and you take active control of this monster, then it can actually help you improve by giving you constructive feedback. It's like a self-reflection, right? It can help you improve. But if you leave it free, if you let it be free and just jump around in its own tangents, then it's going to make your life miserable. And that's why it comes down to awareness. It comes down to really taking the time to take control of your thoughts. And the best thing to do it, guys, is to stop your mind from going into unnecessary tangents, is meditation. Meditation really, really helps you focus your mind, be really focused and present in the moment, and really not being indulgent in those negative thoughts, rather being present in the communication. So being present and fully listening to the person and using your body language as well as your tonality and other aspects of communication to really communicate with that person instead of just relying on words. So if you forget a word, so what? You can go around it. You know how to go around it. You forgot a word, you can just, you know how to explain it in a different way, right? So I do that all the time, right? So everyone can do that. So why do you have to beat yourself up because you forgot a word in the middle of a conversation? You don't have to. Everyone does. And guess what, guys? Especially for you guys for whom English is not your first language, you are doing remarkably well. For someone, English is a second language, right? Imagine those English speaking people whose native language is English. If they were to speak your language, how good and how competent would they really be in that same situation? So you've got to remember how far you have come positively and how much you have accomplished. Having this, this language as your second language, how much have you already accomplished instead of beating yourself up for not being good enough? Yes, of course, you will never be good enough in the second language, most likely, not 100%, but you will probably not be as good as you are in your mother tongue. It's a fact. But do not let it stop you from excelling in your career or excelling in your relationships, because you know what? Despite it being second language, most of the people in Australia, like, they come from some kind of background, right? We all come from some kind of background. Australia was an immigrant country. It is an immigrant country. So everyone has some kind of other language. Most of the people have some kind of other language that they speak at home with their relatives or, their father and mother or grandparents. So if they can, everyone can, you can too. So do not let it stop you from having a great communication, and do not let it install this belief in you that you are not a good communicator. You are amazing. Trust your abilities, keep your thoughts in check, and keep your inner critic in check, and always strive for excellence. I hope you like this video, guys. If you do, make sure you drop a comment there and give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on LinkedIn. And I will see you again with another video another time. Bye-bye.